बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम मेरे स्टूडेंट्स। उम्मीद करता हूँ आप सब लोग खैर खैरियत से होंगे। सो देयर वाज a topic in grade first year. Usually students study this topic in grade first year after passing their 10th grade, and it is a pretty much new and difficult topic as well for the students. The topic is dimensions. And what are dimensions? Why we are using dimensions? And by using dimensions, what are the possible fruitful outcomes that we can have in our mathematical calculations? So due to a short period of time, I will try to finish my lecture within 10 to 15 minutes. So start करते हैं बिस्मिल्लाह करके. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The topic is dimensions. तो सबसे पहले इसको डिफाइन करने की कोशिश करते हैं. बेसिकली डायमेंशंस आर नथिंग बट the representation of physical quantities, and you know that there are a lot of physical quantities, especially the derived ones. The representation of physical quantities in terms of, I guess there was a problem with the internet. Representation of physical quantities in terms of base quantities represented by capital letters and written inside square brackets. I don't know what is happening today with the uh, internet, but let's try to manage it. Written inside square brackets are called dimensions. Now, if you look from this definition, two things are clear to us that the main dimension that we will be using for now at your level, will be represented by capital letters, and these must be written inside square brackets. And a square bracket is like this. Some most widely used dimensions are, we will be using only three at your level. For example, for mass, its dimension will be written inside square bracket and represented by capital M. For length, so for length, we will be using capital L. For time, we will be using capital T. So these are the three main dimensions that we will be using in upcoming numericals or examples. And keep it in your mind, if you are good enough in learning the SI units, then you will be writing dimensions very easily. For example, write dimensions are dimensions of power and force. So these are physical quantities. So we will check how to write these one by one. So for power, so you must be good at formulas and you must be good at the SI units. So the formula for power is work done divided by time, and work done itself is equals to force into displacement divided by time. So if it is force divided by time, force into displacement divided by time, then we must be good at in their respective SI units. For example, SI unit of force is Newton, that is kilogram meter per second square. So this is for force, and for distance it is meter, and for time it is second. So power will become kilogram, meter into meter will become meter square, and when second goes to the numerators it will become s minus 3. So now you are having its SI units, you can write dimensions easily. So writing dimension, so dimensions of power will be written inside square brackets. So we know that kilogram is the unit of mass, so the dimension of mass is capital M. Meter is the unit of length, so the dimension of length is capital L, but it is having power square, so put square. And second is the dimension unit of time, so the dimension of time is capital T, and its power is minus 3. So this is how you have represented the dimensions of power. The other thing was write the dimensions of force. Today internet is not working very good, so sorry for that, but we will try to manage it along with our lecture. So second one is for force. So now what is the formula for force? That is ma. Now unit for mass, it is kilogram. For acceleration it is meter per second square. Now writing dimensions directly, so written must be inside square brackets. For kilogram it is capital M because it is mass. For meter it is capital L, and for time it is capital T with power minus 2. So these are the dimensions for force and for power. I hope till here you got everything. Now I guess my screen is recording, so no need to reload it again and again because it will waste our time. Now let us look why we are using dimensions. Before it, keep it in your mind, dimensions don't give any information to number one, numbers or digits. If in a formula, if in an expression we are having numbers, so keep it in your mind, there are no dimensions for numbers or digits. Number two, we won't be having any information about angles. If we are having angles in an expression, so keep it in your mind, dimensions will not give us any information about angles. Number three, constants. Dimensions do not give any information about constant. If there are constant in an expression, there must no dimensions for them. Except, but there is an exceptional case. If universal constants are there, then these must be having dimensions because universal constants are expressed in units. So all those quantities which can be described in terms of base units or base quantities, only those can be expressed in dimensions. So these three are the things, or the you can say the expressions, dimensions are not having an information. अच्छा जी, आ जाते हैं कि हम डायमेंशंस यूज़ क्यों करते हैं. Why we use dimensions? There could be two possible things, two possible ways dimensions are useful for us. Number one, checking the homogeneity of an equation. Now, question could be there in your mind. What does it mean by homogeneity? So we can say that checking the correctness of a given equation, whether the given equation is dimensionally correct or not. Correctness of given equation. For example, prove that the given equation Vf is equals to Vi plus At is dimensionally correct. So look, definitely the equation is having two sides, left hand side and right hand side. So taking left hand side, since it is velocity, final velocity, so the dimension of velocity is Lt minus 1. Why Lt minus 1? Because the unit of velocity is meter per second, and for meter we have L, for time we have T. So the dimensions of velocities are meter per second Lt minus 1, written inside square brackets. So our left hand side has been completed now, only one quantity. Now right hand side, taking right hand side. Now taking right hand side, sorry, I was using Microsoft Streams, and the maximum limit for recording is 15 minutes. So 15 minutes was finished, so I need to make a new recording from here. So right hand side में हमारे पास क्या है? We are having vi plus at. So first of all, let us try to write their units. So the unit of velocity is again meter per second, plus the unit of acceleration is meter per second square, and the unit of time is second. So solving it in one go, it will be meter per second minus 1 plus minus 2 plus 1 will give you meter per second minus 1. So how many meter per second minus 1 we have? Plus 80. So it will be 2 ms minus 1. So now the time to write dimensions. So the dimensions on the right hand side of the equation are 2 lt minus 1. Now look, the interesting thing. I will say it as equals to left hand side, hence proved that our given equation is correct. But you will say, sir, what does it mean by 2? Now look again. What I told you? I told you dimensions do not give us any information about numbers or digits. What does it mean? It means right now in our equation we are having this 2. Now 2 is a number, so therefore it doesn't have any dimension. That's why we will say it as the dimension on the right hand side is the same as the dimension of left hand side, and therefore we will say that our given equation is dimensionally correct. Similarly, there is another example prove that E is equals to mc square or equal. So बजाय इसके कि मैं वन बाय वन लेफ्ट हैंड साइड और राइट हैंड साइड लूँ, let us do this in a one go. So E means energy, M is mass, and C is speed of light. In simple words, its dimension will be same as that of velocity or speed. So writing dimensions directly. So energy, work done are possessing same dimensions, and we already did the dimensions for work. If you still remember, these are the dimensions for work. So for work, F dot D, kilogram meter square per second square. So the dimensions of work are kilogram, capital M, meter square, capital L square, per second square, capital S minus 2 is equals to, for mass, capital M, for C, for C, speed of light, LT minus 1 square. So ML square S minus 2 M, solving the square. So L square will give you L square. T minus 1 raised to the power 2 will give you T minus 2. Now writing the right hand side in one bracket, you will get ML square S minus 2 is equals to sorry, I need to write here T. Sorry guys. This must be T because it is time. ML square T minus 2. So look, انٹرنیٹ نے اتنا پریشان کیا کہ میں ٹائم کو ایس لکھ دیا. اینی ویز, آئی ہوپ that you understood how easily we can find whether the given equation is correct or not. I hope you have understood all of the basics about dimensions. The other thing why we use dimensions is to derive a possible formula. Since right now we have exceeded our time limit, so how to derive a possible formula, I will upload this one into another session. آئی ہوپ آپ کو آج کا لیکچر سمجھ آ گیا ہوگا. اگر سمجھ آ گیا ہے تو میرے چینل کو زیادہ سے زیادہ لائک کریں، شیئر کریں، سبسکرائب کریں، اپنے دوستوں کو لازمی شیئر کریں. بیکاز آئی گیس آئی ایم ڈیفائننگ دیز تھنگز ان این ایزی وے. سو انشاءاللہ سی یو ویری سون. اپنا بہت سارا خیال رکھیے، اپنے سر کو دعاؤں میں یاد رکھیے، اپنے ٹیچر کو دعاؤں میں یاد رکھیے. اس اپنے پن کے ساتھ اللہ تعالیٰ آپ سب کو کامیابیاں دے، آسانیاں پیدا کرنے اور آسانیاں بانٹنے کی توفیق عطا کرے. میرے لیے بھی دعا کیجیے گا، مجھے بھی اپنی دعاؤں میں یاد رکھیں کہ اللہ تعالیٰ میرے خوابوں کو، میرے ڈریمز کو پورا کرے، اور اللہ تعالیٰ میری خواہشات کو پورا کرے اور میری فیملی کی حفاظت کرے. اپنا بہت سارا خیال رکھیے گا. انشاءاللہ بہت جلد ملاقات ہوتی ہے ود and other aspect of dimensional analysis. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.